was so much chaos after the outbreak. It was 2 years before we could begin to re-enter the city.
Would you welcome a potentially dangerous outcast with a dubious past into the sanctity of your home? This is one of the questions posed by David Frayn's The Cured, which hits Irish cinemas in mid-April. Ellen Page's character Abby does exactly that when her brother-in-law Senan is cured and released back into society. While we admire her altruism, we're also very uneasy about the consequences of this from the very start. She becomes a pariah amongst her neighbours.
How could you take one in? They're murderers, the lot of them.
Happily for Senan, Abby doesn't seem to give a fuck. She is after a story as a journalist. She's done the right thing by her brother, or she's merely inherently decent. In a world plagued by dysfunctional evil, this is particularly refreshing to see. The main thing about this is that Ellen Page plays her expertly. Sometimes in Irish film, it stretches itself too much for a big Hollywood name and then the film suffers for it. Not in this case. Ellen is subtle and fits perfectly into the film. In an environment where jump scares and surreality is the norm, she is subtle. She doesn't jump, she doesn't wince, she is smooth and subtle throughout. As for Tom Von Lawler, he's played every psychopathic anti-hero in Ireland at this stage. The gangland boss, a zombie, and, well, PJ Mara, Hawley's press secretary. Presumably his political character here in The Cured isn't an unkind reference to the former Taoiseach. The director is adept at showing the sharp contrast between the tender moments that Senan shares with Abby's son and the sledgehammer flashbacks to the moments of viciousness in which he participated while unwell.
Smile, Killian.
Are you one of the cured?
Yeah.
Will you be sick again?
The exposition of this backstory is allowed to take place gradually and, well, sensitively might not be quite the right word, but just a few clunky moments when facts are explained to us. We're probably presented with the best image of a post-apocalyptic Dublin since the arrival of the IMF in 2008. I really shouldn't joke about that. That was worse than a zombie outbreak. The locations here across Dublin look fantastic. There's nice use of Croke Park. The abandoned baths in Dunleera provide a perfect midnight meeting point. I don't know what location scouts will do when these are refurbished and modernised next year. The outbreak of this zombie disease has turned society on its head. Conor Ryan, a barrister cum politician, has been reduced to the ignominy of a mere cleaner. There's some wishful schadenfreude here, I suspect. And I can't help but wonder how close his election poster looks to those of Fianna Fáil. A spoof version of this movie might just have Fianna Fáil politicians infecting everybody after an IMF apocalypse. The Irish Defence Forces are led by a tyrant.
How long were you infected?
4 years.
You having any violent impulses?
No.
Your sister-in-law has agreed to take you in.
Who else? In these movies, those in authority are invariably malign. Come on, there must be somebody somewhere in authority who believes in something. The army officer commends Abby for her bravery in accepting Senan, much like Sir Humphrey would have commended his minister for considering a courageous decision, sir, knowing the consequences that double-handed praise would have. You could look deeper for deeper themes in The Cured. Is there a hint towards how we treat ostracised people in modern society? Our acceptance of asylum seekers, immigrants, refugees, perhaps the morality of our political leaders, or our much beloved legal profession. We have terrorist groups defending the indefensible, quite a current topic. Maybe it might just give us a glimpse of what might happen if our 2018 snowstorm lasted just another few days and our obsession with sliced bread unleashed vicious anarchy. But really, there's no need to delve any deeper here. It is a satisfyingly tense film with plenty of jump scares to distract from any deeper analysis. I'm not normally a fan of zombie genre movies, but as Leonard Cohen would say, for this I will make an exception. For starters, I'm a little unclear about the rules. I mean, sometimes it seems zombies kill some people. However, for the exponential spread of the zombie virus, sometimes the people aren't killed, they're infected. What are the rules of engagement? Is death or assimilation? It seems unclear. I mean, which, if any, should I be hoping for if I'm being pursued by these guys? The Walking Dead and most of these things passed me by, apart from 28 Days Later. And this film seems to have set the standard, and I wonder are most others merely following a well-worn formula. Despite all of these reasons, I really did enjoy The Cured, which is a good sign. I would give it 4 stars and commend it. I will hit Irish cinemas on April the 20th, so watch out for it then. Enjoy. See you next time. Bye.